Alright guys, hello again. So today we just have a few more articles that have debuted surrounding AI. So one is Microsoft's Azure AI speech that Truecaller uses to create an AI assistant with their own voice. So basically what this article says, you can find it on engadget.com, gadget.com. On here it talks about Truecaller, a caller ID app that can block and record calls, has teamed up with Microsoft to give its users a way to create an AI assistant that uses their own voice. Now, the company originally introduced its AI assistant that can answer and screen calls for its users back in 2022. It already offers several voices to choose from, but the personal voice feature of Microsoft Azure's AI speech gives users the ability to make a custom digital assistant that sounds like them. So the users will have to record themselves reading a sentence, giving Truecaller consent to use their voice, and they'll also have to read a training script that the technology will then use to capture their speaking style to be able to create a convincing digital audio replica. So when someone calls them, the assistant will then screen it and introduce itself as the digital version of the user. In the product demo, presented by Truecaller Product Director and General Manager Rafael Mamoun. For instance, his assistant answered a call with, "Hi there, I'm Digital Rafael Mamoun. May I ask who's calling?" And after the caller responds, the assistant then asks if the call is urgent or if it can wait before pushing it through. So by integrating Microsoft Azure AI Speech's personal voice capability into Truecaller, we've taken a significant step forward towards delivering a truly personalized and engaging communication experience. Moon said in a statement. That said, it could also feel unsettling, maybe even creepy, for callers to interact with a robotic version of their friend or colleague. So Microsoft demonstrated Azure AI Speech's personal voice at Bold this year, where it also revealed that digital creativity company Wondershare is integrating the new feature into its video editing tools that will also allow Wondershare users to create an AI assistant using their voice, which they can use to create audiobooks and podcasts. So essentially, you could have a digital version of yourself doing whatever it is you want. So, for example, let's say you're in a tech space or you're in sales, you could literally make a digital version of yourself, and that version of yourself can work 24/7 while you relax. Now, obviously, if you look at it that way, it's quite helpful. However, if you are in a field involving anything to do with the human voice, it's going to be slowly obsolete because of what they've unveiled. Now, this is just the first step, the first integration method. What Microsoft has done is just partnered with Truecaller. I'm not sure if they own it, but they probably own it by now. And what they've done is worked with them to give them that this AI new tech experience, but essentially just testing all of the different parameters that they have, because they already have quite a good AI already that's working. And so this just lets them test the next level on someone else's platform, and if people don't like it, it's okay, it's not their company. And they can go back to what they originally were. But if people do like it and they have a lot more data and feedback, they can really improve using this on whatever the version they have of their new AI that's going to debut. I think Omni is coming out, so I think this is just a really good integration. What you're doing, I'm not sure if you noticed, but there's a lot more news of AI stuff coming out. That's just because there's a lot of funding going into it. And so a lot of different companies are just branching off and actually adding this into their specialty niche to make a bit more money. It's also quite functional. I mean, this not only tells you who's calling you, for example, you can also answer things digitally without even being there. It's super creepy, of course, in the sense that it's a disembodied version of you, but I guess it's only time will tell how users really feel. Of course, this is going to be used by companies, by assistants, by anyone in sales. Of course, I know you guys are talking about how it's a very human thing. You need lead generation and all this different stuff in that field. While that is the case, paying a sales team is a really, really intense expense. You have to take into account that they're also human. They also need lunch breaks. They also need to be on leave. and even if their managers stress them to the point of not taking those lunches, they're still gonna take it. They're still gonna, do whatever they want because they're human beings, and they're gonna essentially, either leave and then you have to train someone all over again, and those expenses are quite intense. So I see going forward that companies are just gonna be using this kind of AI. Everything is digital anyway. Just 24/7, you have a sales team that is continuously consisting of a AI, and so it's running all the time. Let's say you have 7 different agents that you have, and there's 7 AI employees, and they run 24/7, and that's your sales team. And then you have other things involved for lead generation, promotion. So you just spend on ads, essentially ad revenue. Or not really ad revenue, but you pay your advertising fees in terms of ad spending. And so what you're going to have is just 0 salespeople, just AI essentially doing all of it. Now, if you looked at Omni recently, Omni was one of the AI set to come out. It has come out, but it's not. I don't believe it's free for the normal ChatGPT users. So you just have to look into it. It's still on the fence. It's still getting there. But as you can see, it breathes. It takes time to breathe, and it's very human-like. And so you're never going to be able to tell that difference with some of these machines. So obviously this is just the beta test. Now, if you look at AI from 2 years ago to now, there's a huge leap up forward. Just the level of quality, the strength of those voices, the way you can't really tell whether it's human or not. It's really going to be something that changes the job dynamic and the job scape right now. I'm sure you've seen a common theme right now about hiring and jobs, and people not really being able to find it, no matter, even if there's like applying to 1,000 different jobs. It's just because companies are not really hiring as much as they are promoting a job spot. They're required by law to tell people that there is a job spot available, but they're not required to hire people. So in their minds, they might as well just leave the bare bones, just exhausted beyond compare, the employees, while the AI catches up to slowly replace all of them anyway. And so that, I think, is just what the end game is. But yeah, that was just Microsoft Azure's AI speech. Fun fact, that exact article came out 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago is what it when this article appeared. So there you go. It's just accelerating. So definitely take care of yourselves. Don't give up. It's really quite intense, but obviously there's no slowing down with AI, especially in terms of stocks. In terms of everything, there's a boom and there's also a bubble. So if there is a bubble, there is a crash. Well, obviously the tech is still here to stay. For example, BlackBerry was really, really popular, and then obviously there was no shift in the way they could do things, and everyone shifted to Android. That's kind of thing now, but in terms of just regular life, and then boom, AI is now the new Android or iPhone that's gonna take over things. But you can see clearly that they're really pushing it onto people. Not only is it obviously popular for people to use, it's also something that they want to push. So there's obviously their own agenda of trying to get people as acclimatized to it as possible, and then that way, whatever they roll out is just the next big thing that they scurry to buy. I mean, how many Android phones do you think is like working right now? There's way more obviously than human beings. So of course that's just the entire infrastructure, the entire plan is to get AI and robots out there in the same way. But yeah, that's I think their main goal, their end game is just to have robots doing everything, and then the 1% has the entire structure in place for robots to do everything, and then there's no really any jobs, because as you can see, things are just crazy, especially in the job market. But yeah, that was my rant on jobs. But that was our article today for the new Truecaller AI. I'm not sure if you've noticed this, but if you've updated your Chrome browser, if you've updated DuckDuckGo, they all have AI functionality included into it, and this is very recent. And so for you to have something that just spawned like 2 years ago and then boom, immediately, it's so advanced already by the updates that it's in every browser, it's in an app, it's created, and it's like there's going to be AI PCs coming out soon, I think in the year 2025, so next year. And it's definitely accelerating at a really intense pace. So yeah, if there's something you want to invest in, maybe AI is the way to go. I do, however, warn you that you should be cautious, because if there's a bubble, if there is a growth spurt, there is usually also a bubble, so there could be a crunch. Okay. Well, that's just it for today. I hope you guys are well. Keep safe.